Good evening, everyone. My name is Onatira Debe, and in today's video, I'll be speaking on power and identity. So, before I continue, please don't mind when I look down or write my notes down so I might be able to cover each and every point. Without further ado, power and identity can mean very different things for each and every one of us, depending on who we are and where we stand. But at its core, it's about recognizing that who we are, our histories, values, principles, cultures, traditions, and lived experiences are not just a label, but a source of power and strength. So before I continue, I would like to define what power is and what identity is. So power is the capacity to influence, control, or shape outcomes, whether in relationships, communities, or institutions. And identity refers to the characteristics, qualities, and affiliations that define who a person is. So power and identity for me means that power influences identity, and by that I mean that if you know who you are able to enter spaces that other people find intimidating, and also that you are able to stand firm and not be shaken by anything. Power and identity also means being unapologetically and as authentic as you can be, which then can be a form of resistance in spaces where conformity is expected. And also that identity also connects us or links us to our cultures and our communities and a sense of belonging, which then fuels resistance and change. Also that power in identity means accepting your imperfections and amplifying them by learning from other people, so that you may be able to be confident in who you are and adapt in situations and circumstances that you experience daily without having to change your beliefs or your values on certain things. Identity for me means knowing who you are without being shaken and without being intimidated. That's all. Thank you.
Sanibonani njani ngegama uSiphokazi uNonkosi Ntombini. Today we'll be talking about power in identity and what it means to me. Well, power in identity means knowing who I am and standing firm in it. It also forms part of understanding my background, my culture, my language, and most importantly, my gender. And that alone shapes how I see the world and how I'm moving it. Power in identity also means being yourself, speak up, set boundaries, be firm in who you are, stand firm in who you are. It also means not allowing stereotypes to define you or to define me in this case, because we're talking about me. Owning my identity gives me confidence, and that alone shows how important my voice is and how it matters. When I know who I am and I work with purpose and I believe in myself, that alone is power.
Good evening, my fellow sisters. I hope you're all well. Igama lami TV, aka Ntombi, and as requested, I thought we would reflect on what I think of the month means to me and power in identity. And for me, it is about embracing the complexities of who we are and owning every part of our story. It is about recognizing the strength in our vulnerabilities and the power in our voices. Growing up in South Africa and being able to navigate in different spaces and environments, I have learned that identity isn't static, it is dynamic, and also it is evolving. And that power is about choice, about agency, and about being unapologetically yourself. And that we are able to break free from expectations and own
Hi guys, igama lami nguSipho Sihle, and today I'll be touching on the topic that we're given, which is power and identity. Okay, I believe identity is a very important thing that one should carry. Ubuzazi is very important as a person, but based on Ntombi, I believe identity onayo wena. It's not just you contributing your own personality, but it's about the teachings from Abonomehlo. Because it's the teachings that you get from Abonomehlo, and the daily teachings that we get from them, because especially the journey that it's not possible for you to handle without having someone or teachings that we get in campaign and whatsoever, which I believe makes one's identity. Okay, this is how I live, this is what I do, and this is what I don't do, which makes up your personality as a whole. Because remember, the time it's no longer you alone, but each and every one of us, making up your personality to be quite different. Okay, but for now, because I've chosen a very, very spiritual journey and a very journey, this is how I should live, making up an identity for you. Because from the teachings that you get to know yourself. It's okay, I'm this kind of person, this is how I carry myself, this is how and this is the face engifuna ukusibangaza ngayo. So I believe if you're Ntombi, identity and knowing yourself is very important, because we live in a very, very crucial world whereby saving means and things like that. But because of the power of identity and that you know yourself very well, it is not easy for you to be exposed to those things. Yes, sadly, we're not perfect as Ntombi, also human, but identity makes it up. It's combo, it's okay. So it's not it. And like that, Jenny will be very okay. We wouldn't say Jenny is a smooth thing. Oh no, Jenny has ups and downs, but with that in your mind, it's okay. This is how I should be doing it. This is the power of identity, helping you to figure corner.
I hope you guys are doing good. The theme is power and identity. What does identity mean to you? And I'd like to keep this very simple and short. Before I actually start on answering the question of what identity means to me, I think it's really important to understand the definition of identity. What is identity? Simple terms, identity is who you are. And we get asked this question a lot, me included. And your the first instinct you think of, or the first thing you think of, is igama isibongo nokuthi unangaphi. You do not go deep, whereas identity has layers and layers and layers. It doesn't mean who you are kuphela. There's who you are, what your background is, what you value the most, what your story is. That is identity. To sum it all up, identity is being proud and confident about who you are and where you come from. And what does it mean to Umamelo Tulo? Identity to me means being proudly Black African, especially in places where Africa is not looked at. As a creative, it means being very proud to use my voice and express myself.
Today we are discussing power and identity. What that means to me is knowing who I am despite other people's attempts to categorize me and box me, but is to proudly and intentionally stand within my roots, my beliefs, my values, as well as my purpose. Another thing is having the strength to grow without losing who I am, and intentionally following my own path because of who I am. And so long story short, I think knowing who I am allows me to have power. the power that is within myself, without people's validation or validation from the public in general. Thank you.
Modweni. My name is Yelisa Tsele, and I'll try to be quick. Okay? So, power in identity. Identity focuses on various aspects such as race, culture, gender, beliefs, experiences, personal values, and the list goes on. But my identity has given me the power to embrace and understand who I am, what I stand for, and what I believe in. It has also given me a sense of self-confidence and self-worth because I am aware of where I come from, I am aware of my values, and I'm also aware of the experiences I've had in life. My identity also enables me to face a lot of challenges and advocate for what is right and what I believe is right. However, I also believe that this power can serve as a source of strength and a source of belonging, especially in shared traditions and shared values. For example, the maiden community, Amachich, right? I believe that the collective identity that we have enables us, or it allows us to support one another and be able to deal with challenges that we face with on a daily basis. Because we understand our culture, we know what it is for, and we know what it stands for, and however we take pride in the culture and what we're doing. To conclude everything I said, so in general, power in identity does not only rely on an individual, but it also relies on the unity and the pride that we have as a collective or as a community. Thank you for listening.
Sanibona Mbodati, I trust and hope everyone is doing well. E-concept, the power in identity plays a crucial role in one's life because it influences your values, morals, and goals, as well as how you move around the world. Because power in identity gives you options, making choices and decisions. To me, power in identity, knowing my weaknesses, my strengths, and how I do things. As much as we can come from the same background, I'm having the same similarities, having the same mindset with Ntombi and cultural values. But at the end of the day, my identity will differ from your identity because my name makes me who I am. My career is gonna make me who I am, right? Ukuzazi kubalulekile kakhulu because njengokuthi the power and identity can help me push through peer pressure. Njengokuthi mhlawumbe omunye umuntu angitshela ukuthi wekhaya ngiyazi you are too old for ukuthi ungaba seyintombini, but knowing myself and being firm with my sense of being, because ngiyazazi mina into engiyifunayo and things that I set for myself, it's not easy for me to let the society define me. In conclusion, what I will say is that ekugcineni kosuku wonke umuntu nomuntu unendlela yakhe ayihambayo, and power and identity, ukuzazi wena, would help you not trying to fit endaweni that misalign with your identity ekugcineni kosuku. So ukuzazi kubalulekile because it helps you push through your life and how you move around the world.
I'm Sweli Okulumayo, and this video is probably brought to you by Level Up Ntombi. So at Level Up Ntombi, our theme for this month is power in identity, and to me what that means is power in identity. It's basically defining yourself. It is telling everyone in the world who you are, what is it that you stand for and by. It is having a vision and a mission statement. It is having goals. It is setting boundaries with people and the rooms that you are in, and more than anything, it is loving yourself. It is loving the person that you are, the person that you want to be, and the person that you are going to be. It is working on yourself, showing yourself grace, and more than anything, not letting people define you and tell you who you are. That is my definition of power in identity. And to help you get yours, make that vision and mission statement, and do not let anyone define you besides you.
Perception and interpretation really of the statement. So with this statement, what comes to mind when I hear it is self-esteem, your characteristics, your qualities, your beliefs, your core values, and who you are in general, and how you can use that in your impact on others and the influence that you have and the strength that you carry to face on day-to-day tasks. And I believe that the two are interlinked because once you define who you are and are established in your identity, you have the confidence and the resilience to navigate through this life and how to impact others in a positive way. And your perception of yourself impacts how you navigate and how you really just walk through life, and how you would guide others, either through words or an example that you say. And so I feel like power and identity, in summary, is just not letting any external pressure change who you are, and using that established self-being that you have and a sense of self. You use that for the greater good, really, for the good of your community and your interpersonal relationships.
Sanibonani guys, ngikhuluma ngithanda abadlali owaziwa ngokuthi ngikhosa guys ukwenza video yami ukuthi basela video yami ngoba lesiphiwe which is the power in identity. So what comes to my mind when about power in identity? Okay, firstly, identity is a double-edged word. It can be defined as something that can lift you up. It also can be defined as something that can hold us back. It is a story where we can tell people where we come from, who we are, what we stand for. For abanye abantu, identity is their pride, something they can use to communicate in terms of heritage, in terms of communities, and all the stuff. To others, it's something that they think it's like a box they can't escape from. Abanye thinks it's a title that limits them or defines them. And that's not true, guys. Identity isn't fixed. We can always reshape it because when as a person we choose which part do you want to let go, which part you want to amplify more, which part you want to choose for yourself. Not the yonke into has to be in your identity. You got to choose what your identity is. So yeah, that's what I think when I think about the identity, guys. But lastly, identity is who you decide to be. What you decide to be. No one else can decide what your identity is except for you. Hence why I'm saying use your identity to fill up your journey, put more effort. You choose to be who you are, no one else. So this is who you are. Stand by yourself, guys. Thank you.